Aldo, and who else? Well, Harry, were you there in Charlotte?
Oh,
Yes, I was there.
What happened in Charlotte when President Clinton got up and spoke?
Everybody went crazy.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And that's why I think Obama is going to stay out of it until the nominee is select. What you think?
I definitely think he's going to bring the party. He's going to wait to his perfect interest. And I think Biden can bring the party together. He could definitely bring the ladies together. That's for sure. With his ladies, come more close so I can rub your backs. What? Everybody get together.
He don't mean it that way. He didn't mean it that way, though. He
get together so I can give y'all all a massage at the same time.
Jim Kelly, Republicans about to lose this one, don't you think?
I would say, well, I'll double down on the Obama thing too, Cheryl. Mm-hmm. Let Joe do this on his own, prove his worth there, and then bring the big dog in for the big fight.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, on tomorrow, we're going to try to talk about the coronavirus and why we not afraid of it, you know, and we've been using bleach for years on stuff, so it really ain't us, but we don't want to be so frivolous, but we kind of want to talk about what we're not worried about, and we'll talk about the second annual Cheryl Underwood Radio affiliate meeting. I got to come out of this break because it's time for our Truth Fighter. It's time for Keeping It Real with Dr. Charles Steele. Right. And then after that, our Truth Fighter, Warren Ballantyne, will be in Brothers Gonna Work It Out. We'll be right back with more Cheryl Underwood Radio.
It's Courtney Black with the facts on Cheryl Underwood Radio, and the word on the street is it is time for a social media shout out. So I'm at Facebook, and I'm going to shout out Myra Evans-Brown. She said, I went to your site after attending your show in Doral, Florida last night, 3/7/2020. Your show was awesome. And of course, he's talking about our very own Cheryl Underwood. If you hear Cheryl Underwood in a city near you, you got to catch her on stage because she's crazy hilarious. Thank you for commenting, Myra Evans-Brown. You can too. Find us on Facebook at Cheryl Underwood Radio.
It's the weekly roundup. Here's what happened this week on Cheryl Underwood Radio.
It's the jump off. Welcome to the Cheryl Underwood Show. Hot topics. We discussing anything. It's a go. We going live now. Got a favorite song calling to the show. Is he ready? Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
That's what I'm talking about. Cheryl Underwood Radio. Hey man, let me see what I'm trying to do today. The Iceman coming.
Oh man,
Vic Frost.
Boy, let me tell you something.
Super producer.
Too real. It's too real.
Got me working day and night. You might want to play that right now. That's Michael Jackson.
That's Michael Jackson right there. It's my theme song right there.
Hey, testing these phones. Testing these phones with Jim Kelly, owner and proprietor of the Sports Bar.
Yes.
Where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. And Courtney Black has the facts.
You know that.
And our poll is still up. Can you give us the status of the poll when we get into the Sports Bar?
Sure will.
Okay, absolutely. Kyle Irby's our male rights activist.
Be a man at all times.
At least try to on this show.
At least. That's the least you can do is try.
That's right. And I am Cheryl Underwood. And Harry Sutherland is our favorite country lawyer.
Hear ye in the house.
Better known as Judge Harry Sutherland.
That's right.
And we will be with our truth fighter, Warren Ballantyne, your brother, Phi Beta Sigma. Harry Sutherland, my brother, Phi Beta Sigma. Because we'll be at is it the Raleigh Improv or it's the Raleigh Improv?
It's the Raleigh Improv. That's right.
Yeah. It's in Cary.
Yes, in Cary.
It's Friday and Saturday. Me and Micah Washington will be there. Erna Fouché is always with us because she is the executive director of Pack Rat Foundation for Education. We do a little community service in every city that we go to. We just came out of Miami. And I made a donation to God Loves Miami. It's a church and a community activism. They do community service. And Mark Rodriguez is the lead pastor. And if you want to find out more about them, it's loveunlimited.com.
Oh.
Okay, so it's LOVEUNLTD. So it's loveunlimited.com. And you thinking about Barry
White?
Yeah, Love Unlimited Orchestra. And LTD, Love, Togetherness, and Devotion. But I had a great time in Miami, me and Mike Washington. The show's sold out. Everybody's coming to listen. And I had a great time at the Walmart in Doral. We were in Doral, Florida, right outside of Miami. Had a great time, and they taught me a lot of Spanish. Let's speak. Bang, por favor.
What's that, Cal?
Was bang, por favor.
Bang.
Bang. That's
I think it was something like come here, come here, and then something was come here, please.
Oh, Ben.
Is it Ben, por favor?
Ben.
Oh, that lady sounded like she was saying bang. And then muestra
okay.
gratis.
Wait a minute.
What's that, Kyle?
Free samples.
Hilarious.
Am I saying it wrong?
No, you sound. The gratis is free.
Yeah. And what's muestra? A sample? Something else. I don't know. I tried. Hey, and speaking of what I'm trying to do, which is a gaff, this is our word of the day. Janty Brown, How to Mofo Nuts, word of the day. And the reason it is our word of the day is because President Trump has done something that we're going to talk about in the next break. And he's trying to use it against Joe Biden, so we're going to talk about it. But right now, gaff is our word of the day. G-A-F-F-E. G-A-F-F-E. Definition 1, a social or diplomatic blunder. And definition 2, a noticeable mistake. The origin of gaffe is borrowed from French, probably a sense development of gaffe. And gaffe is a spur or a metal hook. And it's from the French word gaffe, to seize. So it's to seize upon a mistake. Gaff is our word of the day, G-A-F-F-E. And while I was attempting to speak Spanish in Miami, I probably made a lot of gaffes. So thank you, Janty Brown, for our How to Mofo Nuts word of the day, which is gaff. We'll be right back. We got a lot of politics to talk about, and it is a set of primaries. So Harry Sutherland, you're going to give us that information when we come back with more Cheryl Underwood Radio. And now it's time for Cheryl Underwood Radio's 60-second moment in music history. Give it to me, Tyrone Dubois.
For Cheryl Underwood Radio, I'm R&B historian Tyrone Dubois with a 60-second moment in music history. Any idea of who the top record labels are? Well, it may surprise you. According to the National R&B Singles Charts, Motown comes in at number 3 with 635 artists such as Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, and Smokey Robinson. The record label that comes in at number 2 features artists such as Katy Perry, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, Mariah Carey, the Rolling Stones, Miles Davis, and Beyonce, just to name a few. It's Columbia Records with 847 artists. And who's number 1? Artists that include some of the biggest in the history of the charts, including Jay-Z, Ray Charles, Coldplay, Led Zeppelin, Bruno Mars, and more importantly, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. It's Atlantic Records with 916 artists. And who's number 30? Kocktail Records, with artists such as Sister Sledge, Herbie Mann, Emerson Lake and Palmer, and even Luther Vandross. I'm America's R&B historian, Tyrone Dubois, for Cheryl Underwood Radio.
Check out this flashback from Talk Lately with Monty only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, so let's get back on topic. So this next case is called Woman versus Boob Squirter. Okay?
Boob Squirter?
Boob Squirter.
This is the mom?
Boob Squirter.
Is she squirting milk?
Okay. So a mother breastfeeding in public. Let me get to the story.
I was about to say, what the fuck is coming out of it then?
A mother breastfeeding in public squirted her boob at a woman who told her to move somewhere in private.
So my opinion is very controversial.
Does she want to mind her business?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello. Welcome to the Cocktail Social. I am your host, Blue Waters. These are my socialites. Hi. Hello. Hey. We are down 2 socialites. One is on the way. Another one is out of town doing whatever. So to Cable or whoever, to Cable and to Mr. Gilmore, we hope that you're doing well. We look forward to seeing you soon, Mr. Gilmore. And to Cable, we'll see you next week. And I hope that you log in or tune in next week, because it will be our Shoot Your Shot episode that we were supposed to have in February. Unfortunately, our guest was under the weather, but they will be with us next week. So we will actually be able to do Shoot Your Shot. So if there are eligible individuals, male, females, that would like to shoot their shot to our guest, then that's your opportunity.
Yeah.
So, socialites.
Yes.
How have your weeks been?
It went by really, 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 really fast. Like, so fast, like I didn't even know what day it was type fast. So like, is it like Friday already? Like,
it is.
I was grateful. I was so grateful that Friday came so fast. But like today, my job got their whole $1.50 out of me.
Wow, only $1.50.
Listen, yes.
Oh, no. Working hard.
The whole $1.50. Right? Yes.
Them prison prices.
True story.
Wow.
Gosh.
So what was the issue? What was going on?
Well, thanks to good old COVID-19, people are in a panic.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about teleworking and all of this other kind of stuff. And, well, I'm off Monday and Tuesday, so I wanted to get everything done. But it seemed like the minute I got done what I planned to get done, people was like, oh, yeah, and don't forget this, and don't forget that. And I ended up staying at work at like for an hour and a half longer than I intended.
Oh, no.
But thank God for the good comp time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
You got paid.
I got paid and got paid again. Yes. Yes.
That's nice.
I like it.
So,
How about you?
It's been a week. It's just been one of those weeks where I needed a drink every day. And I wanted to do something. Honestly, if I could.
He said, if I could, I'd have did some damn meth.
If I could. I mean, it's been one of those weeks. Now, this is the first time I've actually felt like what I do, it was tiresome. It was just like I was drained. I came home, the television was looking at me. I crawled into bed. After taking, tell you, when I take that hot shower, I just crashed. I crashed, and I was like, I'm working. I was really working this week. And then all of a sudden, this whole coronavirus situation, which I feel like everyone is just in an uproar over. And I was on Facebook, and I've been scrolling through, and I don't tend to, on my page, what I tend to do is I respond to things that I've read.
Yes.
So many times people look at my page and they would think that I'm talking about something that's going on with me. Many times I'm just responding to something that I've read, but I don't do the whole attacking your opinion thing online. And you're entitled to your opinion, but I like to respond, and most of the times when I respond, individuals may feel like I'm attacking them, and I don't want them to feel that way. So I just I use my own platform. But
they say a hit dog will holler.
I mean, and it's a whole lot of dogs. I might get shut down.
Anyway.
So I was looking at everyone's posts, and everyone's going to Walmart to buy toilet paper, hand sanitizer, alcohol.
Why you on toilet paper though?
First of all, what the hell is toilet paper is going to do with coronavirus?
Well, you got to be able to wipe your ass. That's how they feel.
But it's not, the virus doesn't cause diarrhea.
For 2 damn weeks, you better get a rag on a stick or something.
And that's what it is.
Clean that shit with some soap and water.
They're talking about social distancing. And so social distancing, they're thinking they basically are going to be locked inside their homes, unable to come outside, almost like zombie movies. And so people are stockpiling supplies.
So, my issue with that is that, well, what the hell is you can stockpile all the supplies you want to, but you are in a house with running water, supposedly. So why can't you just wash your ass?
Yeah, that's how I feel, but who's to say that
You can take a washcloth to your shitty butt?
Yes, I have a washcloth for my ass. I did not. First of all, let me tell you something. I posted it. I made a post about it earlier. I do not believe that wiping your ass with toilet tissue is sanitary.
It's not clean.
It is not.
It's not sufficient, but you don't have a crap rag at work, do you?
I don't go first. Now that's the cardinal sin. First of all, you ain't supposed to use
control until you get home. Like,
so time out, because I thought I was the only person who believed that. And my mom is like, I don't know about you, but if I gotta go, I'm gonna go. I mean, I don't believe in that.
At some point, if you gotta go,
I mean, if it's an emergency,
but at the same time, if I can hold that shit, I'm gonna hold it till I get home.
Oh, so now, first of all, let me tell you how, and it'll go into a topic.
This is so TMI.
But I'm saying, it's
real shit.
Just between us girls.
No pun intended.
So I feel like, and this is me, this is the OCD in me. When you take a shit, you're supposed to wash your ass. And I don't think that you actually wiping your ass with toilet tissue is basically just smearing shit fumes up and down your back.
Yeah, because you still gonna have residue and it still gonna smell like ass. So if that shit heat up and you get to sweating, your ass is still gonna smell like shit.
So wait a minute.
I just had this conversation earlier, oddly enough.
Really?
Somebody I finished having this conversation earlier, like same conversation, and that was the argument. Like, your ass is not clean just because you wiped it with toilet paper.
Right. There's a comedian who does a bit about it. He was like, if somebody comes along and shits in your hair, do you think they're taking a wad of toilet paper and going like this is sufficient?
No,
it is not.
Hell no.
And so for me, like, which is why I don't even think it's urinating at work cool. Pooping at work, not so much.
And if you do, you got to find you a hole. Like, you got to go like that bathroom that don't nobody ever go in.
And that's what I like.
You would have to, because I can't.
Because I think, and I guess it's the inner feline. I'm a Leo, and I guess it's the inner feline in me. I have to have a space where I feel safe enough to shit. And so, honestly, because you want to relax. You don't want to be self-conscious coming behind you.
Yeah,
and let me tell you what I don't like.
That's the worst.
I don't like going to the bathroom behind someone who's shitting.
And I don't want to go in there after some of them damn pictures, people that went in there PED, because they got that old lady stocking smell to them when you go in there behind them. I don't like it. Because you don't go. It's not good.
So there was this meme my brother had put up, and it was like what it feels like when you go to the bathroom after somebody else, and it's a picture of a guy on a toilet with a guy upside down with his butt on the toilet. It's like butt to butt.
Oh,
because it's warm. Like I get
it. and that's what my whole That's one thing I'm OCD about that. And also I have a rag for my body, I have a rag for my face, and I have a rag for my ass. Okay. So it's like you have to, you do.
What do you do so I've had emergencies at work, but I have a whole kit that I carry to the bathroom with me.
It's your catastrophe kit.
Yes. Emergency catastrophe. Yes, a catastrophe kit. But see, let me tell you, So this is me, because I know my body, and I don't want. Well, I don't care. This is my show. I say what the fuck I want. Say what you want to say. So with me, I take care of my needs. Like, I clean myself out every morning, every night. So I know when I have to cleanse myself. Like, I'll clean myself before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, because it's just I don't like to have a feeling like I'm full of shit. Literally,
you full of shit.
Literally and figuratively.
Is full of shit.
I like to get that all out of me. I mean, sometimes, I'm a big believer in, colonics and stuff. Like, people don't realize that a lot of the stuff that we eat is sitting up in our gut, and the gut is the hub of our immune system. And it's like you have to get that out of you. And people think, well,
that's what people should be doing right now. While y'all home for 2 weeks, go get you a goddamn cleanse, and it don't have to be a store-bought cleanse. Get you some fruits and vegetables and stuff. I don't care if you cook a pot of damn greens. Okay. Clean your ass out.
Yes.
While you home.
So back to the coronavirus, like people are panicking and they don't realize that this virus is it's taking people out who have compromised immune systems. And for myself, my defense is to undergird my current immune system. I feel like I'm pretty healthy, but I'm doing probiotics. I'm doing my vitamins, and people don't know you can just pop a probiotic. You still got to feed those little creatures. And the easiest way to feed them is not to pop another pill, but if you eat fermented foods, pickles,
onion pickles,
sauerkraut, or
yeah.
do a shot of ACV, apple cider vinegar. Yeah.
And the funny thing is that so they were saying like the way to combat it. First of all, it's a virus. And anyone who knows anything about, I mean, I don't know if anybody studied biology or anything like that, is that viruses mutate and you can't kill them with medicine. They just have to run their courses. Your body has to build up a defense against it. So, and the coronavirus, like the rhinovirus and other viruses, have been around for a minute. So it's like, okay, and so when I heard about this virus, the first thing I did was started to research it because I was like, okay, is this something new? Well, come in, Mr. Gilmore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the room.
Come on in the room.
So, we were talking about the whole corona zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And so,
them beers kind of light. I don't really like them like that.
huh?
I can't.
Like they say, oh no, I got the coronavirus. Oh, I just had corona this morning. I cannot believe it, man.
Really? So what I was saying is that
I'm sorry.
What I was saying before she went off and
I'm sorry.
The views expressed on this show are not
necessarily the views of the network.
I felt like I started to research it because I wanted to know what was the origin, how long. I mean, when did they first discover it? Huh? Did he say bat meat?
He did say bat meat.
They did say it started with
So let me tell you something.
Remember they first came out?
The bat ate the, and this is the house of Jack.
So the first thing I will say is this. The coronavirus isn't just a human virus.
It's not.
It's in other mammals.
Yes.
Cats can catch the coronavirus. Dogs. Other animals can catch the damn coronavirus. And you can get it from these animals. So wait a minute. You're protecting yourself from each other. You need to make sure that you ain't kissing Fido's ass and he infected.
Right. Letting them eat out your
Right. Let me tell you, you don't know whether Fido got pneumonia. You think he over there hypervent, and shit. Yeah.
Right.
And you running up on him and
a dry cough and shit.
and you getting infected and you know how Americans see, we talking about other groups and other cultures, but you know how Americans are with their pets. And we will, let me tell you sometimes we get so close to our pets, you start to question the nature of the relationship. You be looking at them
like, who in charge of
We don't. Well, I mean, some of us. Us.
Well, stay in a dog's place.
Get your ass off my bed.
Well, I don't know, because I mean,
that was old school.
I don't know, because I done been down. I've been some places in Cherry Hill, and I done seen these relationships with these pit bulls.
That was
and so and
you thought it was a dog.
And up the hill and everything.
And dog look like a lady.
Yeah. So I just want to say, people need to do their research when it comes to the coronavirus.
In a miniskirt.
I can't.
Did y'all miss it?
Because I saw a dog with a backless sundress on one time. This
is the shit we talking about.
It was a backless sundress. It was like a halter.
Where's the belt?
It was a halter.
Somebody took the belt.
And
the dog had on a halter dress.
Yeah, and you see them with Louis Vuitton outfits on. People get really, and so my thing is,
if I had a dog, that bitch would have on her animal.
Shut up.
I'm gonna beat him down. You go to timeout.
My first transgender dog.
Get in timeout. You get in timeout.
Transvestite, not transgender. Transvestite, not
No, they took it all off.
Oh, wait a minute. They switched it to
It was a botch neutering.
Oh,
they turned it. No.
Well, see, that was a mistake.
And he walk around still cocking his leg up and shit.
Mad.
You gonna cock it up at the wrong dog.
Right. And get poked. Oh, that's got to be the worst. Because psychologically, that dog is still a boy dog.
We don't.
Wait, come back.
I'm just saying. I mean, he brought it up.
See, the thing about this conversation, and what I love about the cocktail social is the fact that it can evolve and go. It ran down any road. I don't know how we got from the coronavirus to.
Because you talk about the dogs and the transfer from animals to humans and humans to animals and
but
vice versa.
But this was the first virus that got transferred from animals. I was about to say H1N1 was the swine flu.
SARS also came from animals.
Avian flu. Like we're old enough to have lived through all of this.
And all of these are coronaviruses.
I was about to say, and that was the funny thing because during my research, that's the main thing. I was like, wait a minute, all of these viruses are related. And the funny thing is that many people have contracted the coronavirus and don't know it because it's been blanketed as a cold virus.
Also, many niggas have contracted viruses from also eating exotic meat.
Bartender.
You don't know where that meat came from that you down there on.
Well, first of all,
that's a different type of virus.
Yeah, you got coronavirus.
I've been watching more than enough paternity.
Everybody talking about, I want an exotic. Mm-hmm. You better play with them diseases you know and stop jumping in the damn lake over.
Wow, I mean, that's what's been going on. They've been playing in the diseases too much, and now the diseases have developed an immunity. They got a defense.
You got mutant diseases up there been shooting lasers and shit.
Y'all heard about the chlamydia in the ocean?
First chlamydia in the ocean?
Yes, no. So they what? So hold on.
Somebody
they discovered while doing some research under, I want to say the Alaskan, or is it, am I right?
Alaska.
An iceberg or something like that. A new form of chlamydia or an ancient, first of all,
they think it's an ancient form of chlamydia, but the scary part is that if the fucker melts, then the shit's just gonna.
But see, that's why they need to worry about the global warming situation. That's why they said,
So again, another thing to you is, what in the fuck are you up under the damn ocean looking for stuff?
But if you imagine the poor man that was up there just looking for a fish and got chlamydia.
Right, and you gotta go home and explain, I lost my wife, my kids.
Your ass got prehistoric chlamydia.
Oh, that's some shit right there.
That shit didn't take out.
What old bitch was you fucking with? What old bitch was you fucking with?
What the name, Lucy?
No, Mildred. No, old enough.
That was the name of the first
woman.
The oldest.
Her name was
Lucy.
Yeah, it was Lucy.
So now wait a minute. So this goes back. So remember if anyone out there in cyber world or Facebook world has their books. Their Bibles. Their Bibles. Because you remember when you were ceremonially unclean.
Ceremonially unclean. Talk about the book of Leviticus.
That was talking about like when you contracted periods and you were burning. And you had to be expelled from the tribes until you got
any man with a discharge from his.
But could you imagine what that was like then? And there was nothing. That shit just growing.
Well, the thing about it,
out your ass.
Well, they had treatment.
So chlamydia is. I always said chlamydia is the what is
the
that?
oldest STD.
It probably is, but I was thinking like it was like the new partner's STD because you kind of get used to if you're with someone for a long period of time, you get used to their pH and everything like that. But then if you're going from partner to partner, your body has to, and this is your way of, I guess, adjusting or dealing with it. So it eventually, if you drink water and cranberry juice and some other stuff, you flush your system out. But then I don't know.
Pill lets it go away in a week.
Yeah, in 10 days.
Syphilis don't go away with cranberry.
Did you get Gucci and say syphilis?
Syphilis does not go away.
Like syphilis
with no cranberry.
Syphilis.
Cranberries do not get rid of syphilis.
I mean, I'm thinking.
What's you go blind and crazy.
What trichomoniasis? And it's so many sexually transmitted. So you got trichomoniasis.
Well, half of the Middle Ages died of syphilis. Syphilis. Excuse me.
Then you got caught up. Yeah, well,
that's a whole bunch of them.
But can I get back to the bad meat for real quick?
Well, yes, you can get back. First of all, I don't eat no bad, so I don't want no flying rodents.
First of all, I don't want shit that still got the damn head on it. They got the bitch laying up in the bowl like this and shit.
But did y'all hear what was at the market?
No.
When they close it down, hedgehogs,
everything,
foxes,
armadillos.
Yeah, like what? Y'all was flying shit.
First of all, how you even? Well, you know what? I don't want to know.
You know, I was thinking the same thing last night. My best friend said the only thing he could think to do to a bat is stew it.
Yeah, because who the fuck wants to eat a
Think about
bat?
how tough the bat meat is. All that flying and musculature and shit. Then that little horn on
I guess if you boil it long enough, anything will get tender. But
you know they got that little.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that little pointy thing on it. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't even cut the head off. It was just in the damn bowl. I'm like, I don't want nothing looking back at me while I'm eating.
One more time.
For the audience.
Do it for the camera.
And it,
Sammy Davis did.
I hate it. I hate it a lot. So this whole scare has had me looking at people, and I question humans, because for us to be the most ego, you know, we have this ego that we are very learned individuals and we are able to do that, but I think we're stupid. I think we're absolutely stupid, and for them to be able to manipulate us, because I saw this brewing when the first headline about coronavirus. I said, watch these motherfuckers.
Well, they get a hard one for any virus, storm.
It's been like every 4 years or so we come up with a new
election season.
H1N1,
SARS,
Ebola,
bird flu.
Now wait a minute, did y'all see Nigeria
Zika.
though?
Wait a minute, hold up.
In Nigeria, they going because 2 people got corona in Nigeria, just 2. And they was like, y'all got to do this, y'all got. They said, hold it, we got worse going on over here. We got the Lassa fever going on. I don't know how to say that. It's probably something.
It sounds serious, whatever the hell it
Look,
is.
that's the Carolina, the Lassa. They got the Lassa fever. And it's like Ebola. It heats up your insides, and you basically melt from the inside.
That's Ebola.
But no, this is different than Ebola though.
How so?
And they get it every year.
Oh, this shit! Oh, hell no!
Cause they ain't worried about no damn corona. Ain't nothing but a cough and a sniffle, and they got something that's boiling you from the
inside out.
Like,
so first of all, let me tell you.
Shit, Sherry, my kidneys.
Motherfucker said, "Oh no, I got corona." Oh, you lucky bastard!
So I had to look it up to see the now this.
Is it the Lazarus? Or is it what's
Lassa? Lassa.
Okay, I
and
gotta
so
look that up.
its genetic makeup is different than Ebola. It's close to Ebola. It's like the difference between the flu and pneumonia.
Oh,
you know.
Well, it's basically you saying
virus.
What you're saying is it's some shit that you don't want.
But
shit, ain't none of this shit no shit
a
you
lot
want.
of people are freaking out without actually going to do actual research. They're going to go ask Brother Ben. And,
Right, baby, listen.
You know, and
shit, I know a bitch named
Rona. I
Rona.
hear one more hotep give advice and niggas take it. I'm going to personally scream.
Oh, pick me.
Don't go to your pastor. He don't know shit either.
Oh.
Go to the World Health Organization website. And the only reason why I say go there is because they actually have the numbers of all of the diseases that are currently going on at the same fucking time.
But you know what? I have to say something about the World Health Organization.
The WHO.
The WHO. Is because they are able to, in this situation, they are well aware. It's like the CIA, the FBI. They're like, that's who they are of the health.
Medical world.
Yeah. A lot of times they are well aware of stuff prior to it happening. And also, I think that and this is the conspiracy theorist in me, I think that they orchestrate a lot of it. And I think that because they are scientists, and scientists are in the needs to know business, where they do a lot of experimenting and manipulation of things. And what happens is that a part of that, just to me, it makes sense. And it looks, I mean, the way that it looks to me is that now you have a virus that's shutting out a whole
side of the country,
like financially. You know, they're not going to be able to do any exports or imports from these countries that have been affected by this virus, because their fear is that whatever they transport in is going to have the virus, and then we're not going to be able to do. So how is that going to impact us financially?
You know, honestly though, for a long time we should have been making more shit domestically.
I'm just saying.
I've always said that we should have been making more shit domestically. I think that we outsourced
way too much.
And that, you know, eventually we'll bite your ass.
That's great.
But, you know, coronavirus, I feel like it's going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to be what it's going to be, and everybody's going to be fine. You just need to calm the fuck down.
Exactly.
Wash your hands. Keep your ass clean.
Well, it's another thing too.
Is been doing anyway.
But that's another thing. Now, what I've learned from the coronavirus is that y'all motherfuckers is filthy. Now that I'll say to the fucking
right, you already
y'all some dirty, nasty, trifling motherfuckers. It don't make no sense to be as dirty as y'all motherfuckers is right now.
He over here sucking on doorknobs and whatnot. Talking about, I got it. I think I got it.
And the bad thing
to
is,
be that filthy.
Did you see them at Walmart and Costco buying up all the damn Lysol?
Wow.
First of all,
well, you know the Lysol. Stinky bleach. Bleach kill everything.
Get lemon flavored bleach if you need.
Did I say that?
I said the same. I said everybody should have some bleach in their damn house.
You know, don't drink it.
So
some of these niggas need to drink this.
Please drink it. Like some of y'all need to drink it.
Clean out your inside.
I mean,
it's next you clean.
Oh no.
Inside.
Oh, I forgot to make you clean.
No, but okay. So at my job, you know, you got people who clean the building or whatever.
You came in
and
live.
they were cleaning the bathroom with something that smelled like Fruit Loops.
I
didn't feel safe.
Okay, I know what that is.
What is that?
That shit is strong as a bitch.
Oh, okay.
So they put that smell on it because the bitch kills AIDS. I said, well, what the fuck?
Oh, well, shit.
So AIDS.
So I said, no, but I'm sorry. Anything that can kill it within 10 seconds of touching it, that's a strong motherfucker.
But if I walk in the bathroom, somebody was like, "Oh, the bathroom smells like bleach. It's too much. It's too much." Baby, bleach makes me feel safe. The smell of bleach lets me know that area has been decontaminated.
Let me tell you how I know I've drank too much water and I didn't eat enough fruit because it's not sweet enough. If my nut smells like bleach, but I know it's clean.
Wait a minute. You ain't had
a little.
Wait a minute. Smitty, film from here.
Oh no. Now I will say that
it's not like a straw. It's like it smells like Clorox.
It does have semen. Mm-hmm. Good to me. If it smells like a little tinge of like bleach or something like that, to me that means that you're healthy. In my opinion, but then again, who the hell I know? But I'm a connoisseur of cum.
Smell like bleach.
I don't. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't need to know that from a nephew. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, well, you know I have semen.
He said I know.
I have semen, woman. I'm a boy. I'm a real boy. I've seen men too.
Let me start talking about my orgasms and see if it's a fake.
I didn't say orgasms. I just said semen.
Same flavor.
You think the semen came out?
Same flavor.
Child, isn't that the fun part?
Oh.
Rubbing it too.
Oh, no.
So I slip in a dip. Well, I was slurping a chirp.
Oh, grapefruit.
That is crazy. Well, that's what got the coronavirus going in the first damn place. Is slurping and burping and chirping and burping and everything.
Avian flu.
I want to know who ate.
I'm telling you, I watched the video on YouTube.
The motherfucker that ate that sick bat feels good about themselves. Well, first, because you know it's funny. I bet you his ass is still alive, and he just probably sitting there like, damn.
I think if this was something that was going on already, wherever it was, or with whomever it was, and like I said, it's something that's naturally occurred.
Gravy on top of the bat.
I feel like honestly, they probably look at it like we've been looking at it this whole time, like it's been a cold. Because again, the coronavirus is a naturally occurring virus, and it happens often.
And you gotta consider where it started. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like it started in open air market. Like that's a whole other country. So
that's the market, child. Could you imagine?
What I'm saying is a whole other country. So their idea of food is different than our idea of food. And suppose if it's somebody from a very rural area.
But even in China, they consider bats exotic meat.
So, well, with that being said. I want you to grab yourselves an exotic cocktail.
I thought you said just grab yourself.
And join us after this commercial break. This is Be Exposed Radio. This is the Cocktail Social. I'm your host, Bleu Waters, and these are my socialites. Stay tuned.
Grab yourself exotically.
When we cared for one another, we shared the same We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Don't lose yourself, stay on track. Baby, you're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. Full of the things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. Stop chasing cheese or you'll get stuck in a trap. Go get your crown and never render it back. No, it's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? Stop all that blasphemy. We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Baby, you're a god. You're a god. You're a god. You're a god. Baby, you're a god. You're a god. Baby, you're a god.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, that's so hard.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo, fuck him in the toe.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Welcome back to the Cocktail Social. I hope you were able to grab that exotic drink.
That's so funny.
So, well, I asked everybody about their week.
Yeah.
Mr. Gilmore, how was your week?
Busy. Good gracious. You know, this week it was just so many different sets of emotions. And I wish I could say the virus is what had me all pent up, but it was just like the virus is fucking with my money. That's what I'm pissed about. You drag y'all sick asses in there and go say some shit. To be a musician right now,
well,
it is fucking hell. And I'm blessed that I have this one little show tonight. Please come out down to the El Buffalo Mexican Bar and Eatery and Cantina. We'll be performing at 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. You'll have a good time. They have margarita specials and tacos, and they're having a whiskey festival.
Whiskey?
But anyway,
already then.
My gigs are being canceled left and fucking right.
Because social distancing. Social distancing.
You know what else I fucking hate?
That term.
Buzzwords. Triggered. Hate it. Can't stand it. Social distancing. Hate it. I feel like, that's what my conspiracy. Y'all been sitting here waiting to use this shit. I believe the therapists and the fucking disease people been sitting back. What we gonna do next, boys?
Yes, I do believe that.
Then that's how you got, and then you name it after a light beer. But they say it's because it looks like a crown or something.
It's very pretty.
Oh. So that brings me to my first cocktail question.
Damn, there wasn't even a question yet?
Nope.
Oh.
We were just talking.
You ain't missed nothing but conversation.
My first cocktail question is: if you built a country of your own, what would it look like with regards to healthcare and education? Basically, if you had to recreate this country, what would you do differently?
Oh. Wait a minute. You need to give me a starting point.
It's so much.
It was 400 years that we need to
some shit that could have.
You know what's so... I don't want to say that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. What's so fucked up about slavery and what it was is that it made us what we are. It's like it pressed all of the magic out of us to the point that we just made fucking moonbeams and universes out of that shit. Like, we did some amazing fucking shit. We made amazing food. We made amazing music. We made amazing art. We made amazing fucking psychology, science. We came up with everything you need that made sense. We was tired of being hot. Air conditioning. Got tired of trying to sweep with nothing. A broom.
Right.
Got tired of niggas hitting our car.
Stoplight.
We came up with some shit that
kitchen nappy, hat comb.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Truly, a fucking made us.
Shit.
And I mean, not to say that, you know, if we went back, I wouldn't do it over again, but God knew exactly where he wanted me to be placed. But
hey, man,
it's fucked up that I don't know. But if I was to start from maybe 1950 and decide to just do something different from there. And I mean, I'm a great big old bleeding heart hippie. Nigga, everything would be free. I'm talking about the services that you need. It pisses me off when I hear a nigga talk about they don't want to give shit to nobody, but they getting shit from everybody. Like Ben Carson literally stands on the back of affirmative action. And all of the doors that open for him, and then for him to want to close them for anybody after. See, that's nigga shit. That ain't black people. That's some nigga shit right there. What type of dump? That's that Clarence Thomas mindset. And I mean, no, but I would really want to. I do believe in free shit that makes sense. Education should be free. You shouldn't have student loans.
No.
You should it should just be fucking free. And I think that people that don't want it to be free, and I'm going to talk about a few people who I know in this fucking city who talk about this shit all the time in regards to high schools, because we know how much high schools mean in Baltimore. Oh, yeah. That they like feeling like they're elite. They like that talented 10th thought process, so they don't want some people to get shit. I think everybody should have access to that dumb shit. Why are you trying to hoard the gold just so you can feel special? Bitch, find what's special in you. Stop trying to feel special off of what them. No. I feel like healthcare should be fucking free. My God. I am working a crappy hour job. The job itself is not shit, but my paycheck is shit. Because I got to keep my health insurance. Because if I make too much, they're going to take that shit away. I can't afford it. I would literally, y'all be singing at my funeral. Y'all be singing "Give Me Shelter" over my casket.
Oh no! Give me shelter.
But I feel like, you know, that, and I feel like the thought, you know, I would want people to, I would bring back some of that old world stuff where church is more of a come let us agree. Let's sit and talk about this thing. I want people to have more of an idea than an absolute belief. Ideas evolve. Ideas can grow. Ideas can change. When you have these absolutes, you're so close. Like, you just don't.
There's no wiggle room.
Movement.
No, I just want people to.
So what would you name your? So would it be? What would you name it?
What
would you name your country?
What'd you call it?
Johnnyville.
That's a town.
Yeah, that is. Right. Anything with a
John-topia. You know, that's so interesting that I think that sometimes when it comes to names on that level, a name will grow out of from what the people will call it. And it shouldn't be up to one person to just give it a name. I think if it belongs to everyone, then everyone will eventually kind of agree on a name, you know?
Okay. So I'm gonna come to you, Miss J.
Bean country.
I don't know about a country. I know that the place in my mind where I sit now, thought wise, is that I feel like having a collective is where it is. Like, I do a service, or I plant, I grow, you weave and you sew, so I need some herbs. I know I need some clothes and you need some herbs, so we'll trade. Right. You know what I mean? If I go to school in his free school and I've earned my degree or whatever we call it in that town, then why not take all the little kids who are interested in that and train them up? You know what I mean? And everybody is
I'm with you. Train them from jump.
Yeah, and it's an exchange of knowledge. It's an exchange of services. It's an exchange of ideas.
First of all, I think it's just a more loving environment when you do it that way. Because it's like, I think now it's become so much like, you know, if you can't give me money for this, then I can't help you type syndrome. And it's like,
I think we all
in doing that, it's like you kind of get away from being human.
Right.
Like, you know.
Kindness is missing from
exactly.
The world today.
And I think even with the coronavirus, I feel like now Even though you're going to be in the house for 2 weeks, everybody complaining and running around scared and this and the other. Take them 2 weeks, spend time with your kids, your family, be thankful your ass is alive. You know what I mean? And for real, if it's your time to go, it's your fucking time to go. So all this spooked out shit, continue to wash your fucking hands like you supposed to.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean? Stop picking your fucking nose and shit without no damn tissue.
First of all, with this virus, with all of this stuff has shown me, is that what people don't do. Because people ain't washing their hands.
They ain't washing
people
their
ain't
clothes.
washing their ass. People ain't washing after they kissing, they loving up on the animals. They don't, it's all sorts. Let me tell you, it was funny because I posted something on my Facebook page. And it was a meme, but it was crazy because it was a little girl and she was licking the pole.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, if I saw Bird not slapping the shit out of her, she was taking him off a dragging across the
First of all, and I actually, when I saw it, I laughed after I dry heaved. Because
I'm thinking that all the hands has been on that bitch.
No, I'm thinking of where your hands been at before it hit the pole. So I saw it, I said, and then I was like,
but did y'all see them cleaning the subway in New York? Like, oh, we gonna disinfect and clean. So it was like, you mean the fuck? Y'all ain't never did this before?
No.
Like, no. Everybody's like, hold the fuck up. You mean it ain't never been clean? Nah, son. Or a restaurant that I just read their email. I'm not going to say their name, but they sent me an email saying we now are taking steps for hygiene and cleanliness. I'm
like you weren't taking.
Now you are? The way what y'all charging this fucking rat pit? Now you need to tell me y'all serving bat meat and snake gravy on dirty plates? You nasty motherfuckers!
But I will say this. Before you knew they weren't cleaning, that was the best.
What you talking about? I was brunching like a mother. And when you see it, this ain't come from no fucking. This ain't no salad.
With that being said, we're going to cut the commercial break. This is Be Exposed Radio. Stay tuned.
Well, that's where the last survivors come.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization.
Okay.
I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social. You work in social innovation and
my pronouns, so it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
Still to this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be a she.
Perceive them to be a she.
Them.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Typhus is actively moving through the homeless community in California.
Get out of here.
And when I read the article, I was undone. And polio. But there's a list of these diseases that come from filth, that come from, that are communicable. communal
Look at how bed
diseases.
bugs have, like, in the last couple years or so, have been like when I was a kid, I thought that was a damn myth.
Right, because
I thought it was like this a little story they told
No,
you.
it was something the old people told me about because they called them chinches.
Chinches and chiggers.
But I remember when being young and being sent to bed going, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
And I
didn't know it was a warning. That shit was a warning. Bitch, you better move. You better move. You better move.
You said that bitch with a hefty bag pulled up to your neck.
Sure. Well, and what they come from. And the crazy thing is that with a lot of the stuff that's going on, and one, I know that it's popular. It's manipulation of the masses because
toilet paper sales was
things have been going on. Like you said, in California, there's been some draconian illnesses that are prevalent, and no one heard anything about it. And you would not hear about it, but that's something.
Because I was moving there. That's literally why they said the health department said me something like, well, before you move here,
you need to know.
You need to know.
Wow.
I said, well, fuck me.
Well, that leads me to my country.
Come on, country.
Because the one that we live in, I think, isn't transparent. So the people that are the poor people, the working class, don't know what's really going on, and those individuals that are in that upper one echelon, they don't tell us anything, and they manipulate what goes on, especially with the media, because I think the media is really fucked up. Because instead of them just giving some real information that's helpful, what they do is they make it so hyped up, and they scare individuals.
And you know, I think also the media has changed though.
It has.
You remember when we were young, it was like a dude sitting there literally, and then they died, and the next at 6, another motherfucker was shot. And then you know it was the new. Now it's sensational. They want to be your friend, and then they tell you the news like it's gossip. Did you hear? You sit there like, the hell, Channel 2?
Right, and why are we talking about celebrities' babies?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Right.
And so it's just, I mean, I think that one, for me, I would get rid of student loans. I think education should be free. But then I think for the individuals that are watching this, do your research, read a book.
Yes,
you know, we spend a lot of
Take
time.
a look.
We spend a lot of time watching television and social media, and we don't really actually read or take time out for do any research. Take time out for our children.
Wikipedia is not accurate encyclopedia.
But you know what? I don't down people for it. What I tell them is that is your start.
Exactly.
You start there and then move beyond it.
But you know one thing, there's a thing, I can't remember which radio station does it, but they were like, if it's on the internet, it must be true. Like it's a gag that a running gag that they have.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm so sick of receiving.
I thought of something. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm so sick of getting stuff in my inbox like, oh my gosh, people are putting HIV in Coca-Cola.
Oh and my God, I've been getting that one. Like, I'm so sick of that.
You've been getting it in different versions of it, but people will send it out in mass.
And
soaps exist.
I mean, two things. That's how the Russians got us the last time. That's how they're going to keep on getting us, because our asses don't learn shit from anything. We just keep doing the same shit over and over again. And number two, dumb people on the internet, Jamal Bryant.
What?
Jamal Bryant.
What did he do?
The sage is witchcraft. So
kill yourself.
He moved into
Not you, but you know what I'm saying. Like, come on, man.
No, he
like,
moved into a new house, and someone sent him sage. They said, that you should use this to cleanse your house. So when he saw it, he didn't know what it was. And so, he was really upset about it. So he went on Google and Googled it. And then from what he gets from it is that aromatics and all of these things are witchcraft and are going to basically send you straight to hell.
Okay, but was it witchcraft when he was fucking the people in the church?
Well, that's what another woman said. She said, well, he practiced dickcraft. So, I mean, people...
I'm just saying.
No. It's the same thing.
And also, I will say this. Let me tell you how barbaric. And they talk about witchcraft. So you symbolize the torture of an individual for your sin,
Exactly.
and then you drink their blood and eat their flesh. If that doesn't sound like any satanic
ass shit.
And you
But the
do
thing
this
is that we in
a remembrance.
But this is the thing is that we're working on a European trope. So this is a very white-centered version of what happened to a black man who was killed by the same white people who created this shit. I mean, my grandfather, God bless him, he's about to be 109.
Oh, God damn, he's still alive?
No, he's how old is he about to be, Karen?
Don't do my father like that.
Something
79.
like that. 79.
Don't you come for my daddy.
So no, but I told him, my best friend Charles Jackson, who does Urban League and everything, he was like, "Hey, you need to come to this Bible study with me. I think you would like it." He said it's an African-centered Bible study. I said, "Boy, that does sound interesting." And he was telling me about it, and it's very earth-based, and they start from when Christianity, before it was called Christianity, and it was just called the Way.
The Way.
Right.
And what it was when you were in the Way. And that just meant you were in the way of Christ. So, everybody knew you was in it because you were so sweet and nice and you treated everybody right.
Last time I was in the Way, I got beat.
Get your ass out.
Anyway.
When you was in the way.
Get your
ass out the back there, way.
The fuck, I lost my thought.
Go ahead, African Center.
So I asked I told my grandfather about it. I said, yeah, I'm going to go this Sunday to it. And I said, it's right. And he sat back, he said, well, I'm glad you're excited about it. And I said, yeah, shit, I am, motherfucker, what you mean? He said, I just don't think I'd get anything from it. So I'm like, I'm ready for him to say some old backwoods conservative shit. What he said was so fucking common and made so much damn sense, and I didn't go. Shit, I said, well, what the fuck am I going for?
What
He said, it's so interesting. When I was young, that was Africa. So I always knew it was an African religion. Huh? He said, yeah, they didn't call it the Middle East when I was little. It was Africa.
Yeah, it was.
I said, uh-huh. And that's all he just said, so it's always been an African religion. He said, white people did what they did to it, but
yeah, I mean, I think...
And it just was like, it was one, just the simplest thing sometimes to make you go,
I didn't think of that. That happened to me today. Whole nother story.
Yeah, well, it happens.
But Jesus burned sage. Jesus had incense. Jesus was brought frankincense, myrrh, and gold.
As a gift.
If people need to feel better about it by knowing that Yeshua did do these things because he was an Eastern African black man who practiced a religion that was based in earth and universe, who in God himself said we came from the stars. And that your soul, not your body, is made in my image. Your body is made from this earth. This earth that you
are supposed to take care of.
Because you're part of it. You live in it.
First of all, I don't want to get too deep with it.
So with that whole saging situation, it just goes to support my fact that individuals don't do their research.
But my overall point was that was his form of research, was that he went to one Google site. And then he got up and preached and wrote an article about it. And you have these people who are now condemning anyone. And I love it. Everybody, please go visit Bishop Yvette Flunder. She wrote a very good counter article. And she's currently being condemned by the black church because she's a lesbian. But she's been in the church for years, and the work she's done is amazing. She also is the lead singer of Thank You, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Oh, okay.
And what she wrote was brilliant. I'm not even going to try to repeat it. Just go find it for yourself.
Who is it again?
Bishop Yvette Flunder.
Bishop Yvette Flunder.
But you know what's funny about the whole Christian thing? Like, you call yourself a Christian and you doing things in love, but then as soon as somebody goes against what you believe in, now you want to attack them. You know what I mean? One way or the other, whether physically attack them.
That's a European thing. That's a European thought process.
So what gets me, and this is because I like to do my research, and I am a spiritualist individual, so I don't practice a religion. I just like to incorporate things that make me feel aligned with a greater being. a lot of the stuff that Christians practice is from some other origin.
Exactly.
And they don't know it. And what happens is, for instance, Christmas. That is tied to pagan beliefs.
Mm-hmm. But is it pagan?
But is it? And
should we continue to call it pagan? Doesn't it make sense that it all works together?
Well, what happens is when they say pagan, that's just a term that they use for anything that's against Christianity or some other religious base that they don't practice it because it's not of their practice. So it's considered pagan. But the reality of it is that they've incorporated all of these other religious beliefs into their own, and then they not only do they adopt it, they say that their way is the right way, that yours is wrong, even though theirs came afterwards.
Right.
And so it's like, when you sit back and you're celebrating Christmas, you're celebrating Easter, you're celebrating all of these things, and you think that you are you think that this has some connection to your religious belief, and it really doesn't. And you're being led, and then one day you wake up, you read an article, and it makes you question, well, what else do I not know? And that's why I always say, do your own damn research. Even when a professor, I enrolled in college, and I was like, I was here to get a college education, so you're supposed to be the person that tell me your knowledge. And the professor took me to the side and said, no, sir, my duty is not to give you my knowledge. My duty is to challenge you to go beyond my knowledge. You're supposed to ask me some questions. I profess to know the truth. You have to challenge the truth that I'm saying I profess to know. And that so from that point on, I would go to school and I would ask questions. And then he would say, well, look in this book and read that book. And even when I read those books, it was like, okay, this was written by somebody. That doesn't mean it's factual. This is their
that's the information they found.
This their information. This their perception of what's going on. Yeah. And so it's like I would dig deep, and at some point you're going to keep digging. You're going to keep digging. You may not, but you're going to find the truth for you. It's going to be something that's in it that resonates for you.
Right.
And to me, it's like people don't even. They're lazy. They're so used to someone else doing it for them, and I think a part of that is technology. We've gotten so advanced that it's made us stupid. And we're dependent on other people to give us their truth, and we take that truth and we run with it, and that's it.
And not only that, but you denounce other people's truths. I was at work, and a co-worker of mine, we were having a conversation about Christianity. A brother happened to be in the waiting room, and he decided to chime in on our conversation. He practices Islam. And, there was some exchange of words or whatever, and she was so, hardcore.
Yeah, they get mad.
This chick was like, excuse me, sir, God bless your heart, but that's the way you think because you don't have the Holy Spirit to give you understanding. I'm like, wait, you can't do that. But that is his understanding. Just like can't nobody tell you that Jesus is Lord, can't nobody tell him about Allah. You can't do that to people.
Right.
But see, and you know what bothers me? You're fighting over the same person.
That part.
Okay. And with that being said, grab your cocktail. Join us after this commercial break. This is Be Exposed Radio. This is the Kocktail Social, and we'll be right back.
Because they paid attention.
Something new. Take a break from my broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move. Don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. I know she couldn't get the feels off from me. looking like.
Is what it is. Radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, he a deadbeat. That's why you're on child support." "Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support." "Oh, she this. That's why she on child support." No. Sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown." Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up.
You just like
I just called her. I just called her and asked could she just get Junior some shoes. She couldn't even get him no church shoes. I'm taking her ass downtown. Now, when you go downtown, you go down there, you get $500.
Right.
Now you mad because you getting $500, and now you really ain't getting no shoes for Junior or Lord CC because you getting $500 now.
Right.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, if you're a good father or a good mother, and you paying child support, right? You still gonna go ahead and do all that because
hold up.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, hold on, and that's another situation.
Right.
But you know what that creates? Now when we at the party, mommy and daddy ain't even down there speaking to each other. Cause daddy done paid for the party and he done came out of pocket this month with $600.
But right, that's your child.
Be mad.
Listen. He shouldn't be mad, but he also has another child with his wife.
That's on him.
Okay,
go ahead.
He got another child with his wife.
Okay.
Right. And you're taking away from them.
And they taking away
Well, he should have kept it in his pants.
Exactly.
Should have kept it in his pants. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop complaining.
You on some whole, he on some whole other shit over here. He on some whole other shit. I'm gonna tell you.
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste of it, bad. Burned and fucked over, but remain strong through the past over. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save you, the weed too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry favors, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patients run that, yeah, nigga OT, cause they wanna see me down like I'm an CT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me, say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm game when chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man, you know, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I don't got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But I definitely got you through the ride, man. Let's get it, yo.
I'm really getting tired of ungrateful ass niggas. They really about to turn me to a hateful ass nigga. Like I was never there when you never had figures. Pull triggers for you niggas when you caught up in the trenches. Man, I really don't get it. I don't know what's going on, but I really don't feel it. Niggas really know that I've been there from the beginning, but the more I see niggas side switching, make me wanna bring it closer to the end, and that's why I can't fuck around with these niggas. I'll fuck around with my hoes, cause niggas acting like bitches and hoes acting like bros. Man, I swear I really don't get it. How people switch up they roles. First it was nothing but love, but nowadays I don't know. It seems like anything goes. Where can I go? Cause lately fucking with you, I just stand at a fork in the road. It's hurting my soul. When I'm around you, I shouldn't feel like I should stay on my toes. So where do we go from here? Get dough from here? Or are we gonna end it on the road right here? Cause either way, whether it's left or the right on my property, niggas gon' blow round here. Fuck cities up while we do shows round here. Keep our music bumpin' while we blow Joe round here. Don't be looking salty if you're not going nowhere. Should've kept it with the movement instead of moving over there. Cause I'm getting to the point where I just don't care. Know you're thinking to yourself that it's just not fair. But you made your choice and I won't retort. Just know ain't no fucking coming back round here. And we shining and grinding. You mad that you ain't at the top and you see what we climbing. Our music is timeless. I thought you would witness the vision, but it's obvious that you blinded. I thought we was brothers. I thought we was fam. But it's plain to see that you don't give a damn. Everything cool when we out selling grams, but now it's a problem. A mic in my hand, man. Dang.
I feel you, my nigga. See, niggas be saying just one way of life when there's billions of possibilities that happen on a day-to-day basis. Don't judge us cause you ain't where you supposed to be at in life. Instead of envy or try and bring niggas to your level, strive for better from yourself, not the people around you, man. Pay attention, wake up.
to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Maybe talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted in an individual asks you to stop. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. And the way that you're able to show that respect is that you know that you have a gift and you know you're uniquely made and that you matter, and then you also acknowledge that the next person beside you matters as well.
Right.
You know? And we lose that sometimes. Bullying is a behavior that underestimates the lives and legacy of you. I'm sure when they was bullying me, and I'm sure when they was bullying you, they didn't understand who you're going to become later on. I didn't know.
Right, because I'm popping. I can't pop. All right, let me tell you, all those people who felt like they wanted to say whatever to me, look at me now. It's like, no, y'all don't understand, but I've been through some things, okay?
And you know what? No. I applaud you and I salute you, because a lot of times we do not take the time to say, I'm okay, and I'm okay with me, and there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm amazing, and I'm blessed, and I'm strong, and I matter.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Skyline Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rap. Let's do it. If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. That was all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you. Oh yeah. Come on, dog, throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. Break. Said she wanna bump that. You wanna do it? Go ahead, do it.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should've been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all of hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beat. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2 couldn't be undid. 9 months later, delivery and it's one big. But this time it was an older dude. But the shit happened so fast, she barely know the dude. Damn, but we all make mistakes though. And the older we get, that's how mistakes go. So he claimed the baby, now with no money. He said shit was hard and his dollars was kinda funny. Real was feeling like that was strike 2. So when it rains and pours, that's just how life do. She was thinking about her childhood and how life flew. Her daddy she always loved, but she never quite knew. This was before the bags and the cellulite boo. Other bitches in her shoe, no telling what they might do. You lose a lot of friends, they start to despite you. Passing judgment when they don't got the right to. And even though I love the gangsters, the same for the gangsters. I remember you no matter how big the fame gets. Paint a perfect picture, baby you can frame this. As long as I'm snapping, you will never be nameless. While I was robbing, you did things that was shameless. Both products of our environment, we was blameless. They deserve better, those women who raised men. Out of town with us in that day's end. The ones we leave on the streets when them days in. Got slammed right with us when the feds blaze in. Not only men is going through it on the wild turf, but the women too. Add that to the childbirth. Kids raising kids, not knowing what a child worth. How you walk in they shoes when every mile hurt. Turn down the nigga, now you can't get respect from him. Think you should fuck just cause you got a check from him. It's bad, ask him where is his pad. Them broke niggas always bitter and it's sad. So what they done to you, they done to me, they done to us. So when I speak of real niggas, just know you one of us. Yes.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Kocktail Social. Y'all can continue on with this conversation because it was really good. What I was saying about the men. So before the break, everyone, we were discussing my favorite seasons, which is spring and summer and sunshine. And since this is
gray sweatpants season,
since it's us girls, it is gray sweatpants season, and rayon is that the material that goes windbreaker material, and what else is it? Hoop and short season. And let me tell you something. Oh Lord. And for the men, this is what's the
maxi dress.
Maxi dress.
Oh, and let me tell you,
And leggings.
and so them body dresses that them females be on, the sundresses.
Yeah.
They don't have nothing on under them but just the dress.
Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that.
And why? That's what you're supposed to do.
No,
Let me tell you, if I was a female, I would.
Now maybe no.
So
First
this
of all,
goes to
I
the
gotta
conversation.
put these things on a goddamn leash. You know what I'm saying? Because they get the. I'm walking this shit. That bitch didn't. I look the bitch over my shoulders and shit. No, I need to tame this shit. And then
Right. I was about to say that lends itself to the conversation that we were just having, like being a fluffy chick. Like I can't have all of this is be going like this.
you.
And I understand that's what they
like
looking
if you
for,
slapped
but
a Jello.
I was raised in the girdle, so it's just like I feel nude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't do it.
Well,
I don't feel right without an undershirt on, so I can't.
I don't like clothes. So personally, if I was in a house or any place else, if I don't have to wear clothes, no. If truth be told, if my ideal space is someplace in a rural area where I can be naked most of the time because I enjoy being naked.
Girl, I love it.
And yeah, I like it. I just think clothes is, I'm just restricting. I don't like to go to bed with clothes on. I don't like to, and truth be told, if I could answer my door naked, I would all the damn time.
So my first,
oh
gosh,
oh yeah.
So my first,
hit them.
My first house,
Mm-hmm.
I had what was called the naked policy. And the naked policy was get as naked as you feel comfortable without making others uncomfortable, without fear of ridicule or shame.
Mm-hmm.
So if your idea of being naked or as comfortable as you want to be is taking off your shoes, that's fine. But if your feet stink and it's making me uncomfortable, keep your goddamn shoes on. Keep your goddamn shoes on.
I love that policy. And this is my favorite season. And before the break, one of the questions I asked was, what is something your parents did or used to do that really embarrassed you? And so when we were talking about my grandfather being a man's man. And so my ideal man was my grandfather, not saying that I looked to him, but I'm thinking his character traits because he was a man of very few words. In my opinion, there were both of my grandfathers. So one of my grandfathers had his own land, and he would grow his own crops. He had acres and acres of land, and he just was an entrepreneur. But he did all of his shit for himself, and so that was an ideal man for me. Both of them were the same. They were hard workers and everything, and they to me was the ideal image of what a man's supposed to be. They didn't, my grandmother would, cook and make sure that his food was made ready for him when he got home from work, but he was always responsible. He didn't have no beefs about bills and anything. He would just come give her whatever he needed to pay towards whatever and just keep it moving. All he wanted was his beer, his vodka, and his television wrestling. And that was it. And so I felt like all the real men, in my opinion, died out in the 70s. I think 70s men was the last era of real men. I think the 80s brought in this whole new era of men.
Yeah, because it's rare to find a guy like that, but I found that when you find a guy like that, it's because he was raised by the grandfather. You know what I mean? And that's why they have them, what I call old man traits.
Yeah, and they
baby, listen, ain't nothing like a man with some old
even in the porn
traits.
Even in the porn.
Talk about it.
Even in the porn. Because let me tell you something. So I don't like modern porn. I don't like none of this. I like vintage stuff. Okay. Because the men.
Old hurry ball.
Right, you want people.
Yes, I want a bobo. I want a bobo. I need you in them white long ass socks with the stripes around.
He got a pair of tight whiteies and shit when he come in the room.
He come in and
some old Fruit of a Loom and
and for black men, they was they was so black, but then they threw oil on their ass, so then they was shiny black. And even the females were like shiny black. I like that porn. I don't like to look at any of this new stuff. I wouldn't look at none. It doesn't do anything for me because one, those types of men were real men to me, and they didn't have to manicure their manscape, so it was a trail of jungle hair hanging from their moving down there
with the line that go all the way down and whatnot.
Yeah,
and what they call that? The love trail,
treasure trail.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's the things that, and they were men that were about action. and very few words. They were like, let my actions speak for me. And so I guess what I'm saying is that that's what I look for. And many people assume that, to me, I think that's what women are looking for, is a man that's actually secure in being a man and not someone that they have to teach how to be a man. And that men think that it's about bravado. So they put on this, they manicure and they look good, they look appealing, but they cannot play the part. So it's like
couldn't use a hammer if you tried.
My grandfather, let me tell you, these men are some scary ass men. They gotta shoot. My grandfather, let me tell you something. He stepped on a mouse with his bare damn feet. If you can't get Captain Caveman like that, I don't want you. I don't want nothing. Because how the hell you gonna protect me in the wilderness?
You got at least a half an inch of husk on your damn feet.
Wait, now how we both running from the spider?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need you to have no pretty damn feet.
Screaming as hard as I am and shit. Like, come on, man.
Your feet need to look like weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. You need to look like you can kick a hole in the wall with them.
Right, match off your heel.
And let me tell you something. I'm okay with that because I'm not making love to your feet.
No.
All I'm thinking of is that I think that for me, that's what the type of man that I would be looking for. And the reason I say this is because it's Women's History Month. Am I right? And I just think that this is a message to the men. I think this generation of men. I think for the females, stop crippling men. Yeah. And I will not be the one to say that you're effeminizing men. I don't think that. I think what you're doing is you're not pushing them to be able to do for themselves. And so they become dependent on women to do for them. And it gives the perception of women being masculinized. But what happens is that it's not that. It's just that the females have to do it for themselves. They know how to survive. The guys don't. And they're used to, sucking on a titty. They're riding that titty out. And to me, it's like, no, you need to learn how to get your ass out here, hunt for yourself, build your own hut, build your own hut, start your own tribe, do your own thing without hating on another man, without depending on another female, without, really learn how to do things for yourself independently. And that's something that I think when people look at me, and I was raised with strong women, so a lot of the women, the women that I was raised with were not the feminine demure. They weren't that. These are women that would go for your jugular. Like my mom would be like, no. She would work. Yeah. And she demanded that of whoever she was with. You know what I mean? Now she had her own shit, so she expected you to have your own shit too. So I wasn't raised when they was like, oh, you was raised with a woman. The woman that I was raised with wasn't a bitch made woman.
No regular, right.
Yeah.
No regular
so
woman.
I wasn't raised that way. Right. And so me being a gay man, what I expect in the men that I deal with is for you to be able to be sufficient for yourself. I don't want no bitch made man. I don't want that. No bitch assness is needed. I don't want no bitch assness. Yeah. That's not me. I don't. You can be gay, but you can't be no bitch.
Or something, right. You know what I'm saying? I want you to at least be able to punch him or down or
something.
At least get him enough so I can run. You know what I mean? Like do something.
No, I want you.
But I'm gonna help your ass too.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna just leave you hanging. But I'm just saying, like, don't be like, take whatever you want. Here's her ring, bitch. You gonna get my shit away?
No, here's her ring.
Here's her ring. No.
Another thing too is that it's sweatpants.
Oh, my daddy.
It's sweatpants and hooping short season. Yeah. Don't get offended if a motherfucking watch. Cause let me tell you something.
They be watching with the damn dresses and shit on. They don't give a damn leggings or yoga pants. They be watching.
If you got a trouser snake, I'ma watch. I'm like,
yes.
I mean, if you got a, I can't, and I might not touch, but I will watch.
I won't watch an anaconda.
You got an anaconda. That's crazy.
If you got an anaconda.
Right. So that was just my idea and everything. But the question I asked was, what is something your parents did or used to do that really embarrassed you? Now, here's a Blue story.
Oh, no.
So my mom, during the time when, did I just pop it?
Yeah, he did.
So my mom, during my 5th grade year of elementary school, asked me, what did I want to wear for for gym. And she let me pick out my outfit. And this is her way of being facetious, because she knew that I was going to pick out some, she just like, oh, go ahead, pick out what you want to wear for gym. So I picked out what I wanted to wear. Now, my biggest thing, I was a fan of Oaktown 357.
Yeah, 357.
Get loose. Yeah, and so my mom was like, go pick out your outfit. So I picked out my outfit. Now, mind you, Oaktown 357 had spandex.
Right. Yes, they
That
did.
thing was spandex. So I went to the store and I picked out a spandex red, black, and white set.
Everything in spandex.
It was, yes. And I got me a pair of Reeboks. And let me tell you,
not the princess outside or the classics.
I got the classics. And let me tell you something. I was ready for gym. So the first day of gym, I planned my outfit. Not only did I have on a pair of red, black, and white slouch socks.
Yes, you better. You better coordinate.
I arranged the girl, and then I had on. So now, mind you, in gym, you had to go and change your outfit.
Yes.
So everybody had went.
You gonna make an entrance?
I was gonna make an entrance. So I went into the gym locker room. And I put on my spandex outfit.
Yeah.
Mind you, it fit really tight.
Yes,
so it was real.
it's spandex.
And it was rope climb day. And so I lie to you now.
This shit look like a snake swallowing an egg.
I lie to you.
Look up, that shit like.
It gets worse. So when I bust out, mind you, I got everything on, and I come out there, and I
glitter on and shit.
And no, I come out there, and my lips is nice and gloss with my Vaseline. And I bust out there, and everybody in the gym was like,
I fell out.
They was like, oh my God! Because it looked like
What grade was this?
5th grade.
Nope.
And you know 5th grade, that is the transition year. And my teacher had her clipboard, and when she said, because you know they graded you on whether you had on your gym outfit. And she was like, Lorenzo, she was like, I look like Richard Simmons. She was like Lorenzo Cooper, and then looked up and she was like, she looked, she saw her hair, and then she put the clipboard up to her face like this, and she was like, present. She's like, you here? And I'm like, I'm here. And they was like, so the girls was like, and the boys was like, oh, they were falling out. But the girls was like, oh my God, because I was done.
Honey,
so
I tell you nothing.
Couldn't tell me anything. Mind you, I was skinny as all hell, but you couldn't tell me I ain't had no body.
Okay.
So then you got those big, thick ropes that you had to climb, and I could not climb a rope.
They ain't never do that shit over there.
We did, I could.
So what happened was I tried to climb the rope, and I got like 2 scoots up, and then I was just swinging back and forth.
And that bitch like,
and I couldn't get down from 3 scoots up, so they had to try to help me down. So I would say the embarrassing thing is that my mom would teach me a lesson by letting me make some decisions that would allow me to experience some so you want to go out here in some goddamn spandex? Yeah. Okay, go get some spandex. You won't wear them no more.
Right.
Well, little did she know, they became my little sexy panties.
I can't.
So or this thing and wipe you.
That was the fucking worst.
She would do that.
That was the worst.
Before church, she'd be like, "Come here."
And you know what? And when I had my daughter, I would not lick my thumb and wipe her face. I would make her lick her thumb and wipe her face.
Oh no, I would make him lick my thumb, lick it, and then I would wipe.
No, I had her lick her own goddamn
I'd be like, stick your tongue out.
Wipe that bitch round there, because that was.
Oh yeah, she'd be going to church, and she'd be like. And I'd be like, ah!
That shit was the worst.
It was the worst. Any of the embarrassing things that your parents used to do to you?
Yeah, you can go because
I don't know. I was embarrassed because my mother believed in keeping me. Okay, all this ass I got, I've always had it from a little girl. So my mother was about. I came up in that age of people getting snatched, children being snatched, and when pedophiles came on the scene real heavy. So I wanted to wear the biker shorts. I wasn't allowed to wear nothing that was trendy. I couldn't wear biker shorts. I couldn't get a perm. I didn't get a perm until I was in 8th grade. So I was still walking around in ponytails and bows. I couldn't wear more than 4 plaits, and I couldn't wear less than 2. And I had to keep a bang. Like there was rules in place. Yeah. You know what I mean? My mother believed in keeping me age appropriate because of the way I was built as a child.
Yeah, I was the same way because I had to kind of get because I was tall and then I was I couldn't get little girl stuff, so she had to go to older women's stores and then get something and kitty it up.
Yeah, and to me it was embarrassing because I'll never forget one day I was like, Ma, can I get some used jeans? Can you buy me some used jeans? What the hell I look like? No, she's like, what the hell I look like spending my money on used jeans? I'm not buying you no used jeans. I'm gonna go buy you some new jeans. That's the brand. I think about it. I gotta see how much it costs, and it's just like trying to get cross color, trying to get all the name brand stuff. It was like she was like, no. Why don't I spend that kind of money? I can go to Macy's and get you some da-da-da-da-da-da.
But they were
Macy's was good clothes, but it wasn't on trend.
And you know what the funny thing is that the things that we, as children, we sneered and looked up was ew. Like I remember the Veterans on North Avenue. North and I want to say it's Harford Road. It was a big veterans warehouse where you would go. It's a thrift store. And my mom loved to go there and shop. I called it Thrifalinas. So I was like, and I hated Thrifalinas. And I was like, I don't want to go I didn't want to go there because I was like, I don't want to, first of all, it stunk. Because it just smelled like
old library books and everything.
Yeah, and so I was like, I didn't want clothes smell like library. And just imagine the old people wearing it. So I didn't want anything, but, that was what she would. But now, that's the thing to do. Everybody go to the thrift store, go do this, that. Now you can make your fashion off of going there. So yeah, I was embarrassed, and it was right next door to it was another store that you was just embarrassed to come out of. It's like Goldberg.
Yes, Goldbergs.
Was a crazy thing.
Bobos lived in Goldbergs.
Yeah, Bobos.
They make your feet feel fine. Bobos. They cost $1.99. Bobos.
Well, no embarrassing for you.
My mother. Well, first of all, my aunt convinced her to have me get a jerry curl. Ooh. Because jerry curl, it'll make her hair grow.
Yes, that was the
So they cut all my goddamn hair off.
That poor baby.
Because when you had to get a jerry curl, you couldn't have no perm, so they had to cut all that shit out, and they gave me this damn jerry curl. So I was like, okay, so first of all, she cut this shit short, and then I still had a little bit of straight, because she had to cut that off. I would have had a little teeny
bush.
Yeah. So she left a little bit, and she, had it combed, and it was kind of cute. So the next morning, I gets up, and I'm like, okay, but back then that was the shit to have a jerry curl. So I was like, all right, I ain't really want it, but fuck it, I got it. Man, got up the next morning. Now I went to private school, so I had on this, I got my plaid skirt, my little white shirt, my little collar and shit. So my mother, she in the mirror, and she plucking. I was in the 5th grade.
That's the grade.
My mother plucked and she picked and she plucked and she and she plucked and she picked. And the more she plucked and picked, the bigger and more poofier my goddamn head was looking. I look like Bob fucking Big Boy. I know it's a lot of y'all out there that probably don't know who Bob Big Boy is. But if you ever look up Bob Big Boy was like it was like it but in jerry curl form. Oh no. So it was like real poofy right here, and it was it was freaking horrible. So the whole time I'm in the car, I'm already borderline tears. So I'm sitting there, so I gotta go to before K and shit, and I'm sitting there. So by the time class started, I'm really not feeling it. I got the sniffing of this shit. I went to coat room. I got the crying and shit. They was like trying to get, they was sending motherfuckers in this bitch like they was doing negotiations to get me out the fucking coat room. I was not going out there. They was like, well, what's wrong? And it was like, I was like, my hand, this, and I was so class was starting. And I stayed in there, so they was trying to send people. Girl, it got, I know I was in there for at least a good, I don't even know.
Poor baby.
Class was going on, so I was like, look, I was calling out certain people. I was like, they was like, well, what do you want me? I was like, look, send such and such in here and see if somebody got a ribbon or something. And so I ended up taking my hair and pushing it back and tying the ribbon like around and just had a little puff in the back. Yeah. But she set me slam the hell up. You hear me? I said never again. And ever since then, I've been kind of like, I don't really let nobody touch my hair. Like it's like if I let you touch my hair, like I really think something about you for you to touch my damn head. But I don't let her do my hair at all.
Well, Socialites, we've come to the end of our programming. And it was wonderful. This was a wonderful conversation. Y'all had me dying. I hope you enjoyed today's Cocktail Social. We have enjoyed you, and we hope that you enjoyed us, and we hope that you tune in next week for Shoot Your Shot episode.
And that's if we ain't under quarantine.
Well, if we're not under quarantine. So, with that being said, this is the Cocktail Social on Be Exposed Radio, and we will see you next week for Shoot Your Shot. Peace.
Bye.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.